Huh?
Maybe Gavin will buy it.
Okay, listen, obviously we had some very sad news in the last 10 days or so, Ted, about Noel O'Brien, the handicapper, and he seemed to be just such a universally popular figure in what is a very difficult job to do.
Yeah, well, Noel was a real gentleman in every step of the way. Like, he was great fun to be with. He was a very honourable fella. He was a very kind person. He had all the attributes you'd want in a good human being. Noel had him in abundance, and I knew him from the time he was 17 or 18 when he went to the Turf Club, and then he went on to be understudy to Louis McGee, and then to Ted Kelly, and then take over senior position with the Turf Club as senior handicapper. He'd done a great job, Ruby. Anyone could approach him. Everything else.
As you said, he was great company, but you could have any discussion with him. You'd ask him why he gave a horse a certain rating, and he'd back up his opinion. He'd explain it to you. He had a job where he should have had loads of enemies and very few friends, but it was the absolute opposite for him. I don't know how he did it. He should have been a politician by right, because he managed to keep so many people happy, made his own decisions, and he was an incredible man.
Yeah.
I was reading a report there that he liked to actually have face-to-face chats with the trainers, Ted, to explain the rationale behind his decisions.
Yeah, he wasn't. There was no arrogant streak in Noel. I mean, you'd walk up to him there and have a chat with him, as Ruby said, about a weight or whatever it was, and if he got it wrong, he'd put his hands up and say, that one got away, and he'd take great pride in an 8 or 10 of them coming together in Paddy Power, that he took great pride when he got it right, and when he got it wrong, he wasn't that I couldn't get it wrong. He didn't think he was infallible. He just was a lovely human being.
You'd see people going at him to attack him over a mark or a rate, and he'd stand there next to the conversation with kind of tone down, and everybody seemed to leave on good terms. So when trainers went at him to have a go at him, he seemed to be able to talk him down and explain his decision, and he was just very, very, very good at his job.
It's not always the case, though. We look across the water. I mean, Nick Henderson had a good goal last week over Whisper and the handicap mark that he got.
He did, yeah, but Noel, as you said, difficult job, and he did it really well. And he's a huge loss to his extended family. There was a lot of the O'Briens in it there from Cara, and Noel was very much part of all of them, and he had a very few very close friends in the Turf Club that'll miss him. We'll all miss him, because when he's gone, but we'll never forget him, because we all have our own special memories of Noel. He was just a one-off.
Yeah, a one-off. Okay, let's say hand over to Brian.
So say all of us, Ted. A light went out on Irish racing last week. 57 years of age, taken from us far too soon. He was a nature's gentleman, and encyclopedic forensic knowledge of the form book, but he had time for the big man as well as the small man. He touched everybody that he met in racing and outside of racing, Tom. He was, I think no amount of superlatives would do this man justice.
Away from racing language, I would say, just in very human language, he was absolutely ace. What a truly outstanding human being. Fun, approachable, friendly, an elite high-level operator, but what a help to, you said trainers, great and small. Anybody could go up to Noel O'Brien and he'd give them the steer without giving anything away. Gent.
Absolutely, of course. He did a very difficult job, but he did it extremely well to his brothers, his sisters, his family, his wide circle of friends here and in England. Our deepest sympathy on RTE Racing. Yeshte Garev and Anam. Noel O'Brien, may the sod rest lightly on your chest. You're a class act.